Howdy, howdy, everybody, and welcome back to Stranded Deep in Conversation, where I just talk for just some time, and then yeah, call it a day. Today's probably gonna be a bit of a shorter thanger because I try to get this done before I go to work, and I have had not had really much time to do that because my power went out, so. Yeah, power went out over here for like an hour or so. And then I was just talking to some people for like another hour or so, my family. So, it's 12 now. I need to get this out by 2. I need to get this ready by 2. So that way it's, by the time everything processes, it'll be ready to go by 6, which is when it uploads. So, uh, I'm just gonna try to get that done now. So, howdy everybody. Hope you are having just the best time. I had a lot of different ideas for topics for today. A lot of interesting ones, some actually good ones, but instead, since I don't have a lot of time on my hands, I'm just going to use one that I kind of just wrote off because I didn't think it would be all that interesting. But I mean, maybe someone will find it interesting. Who knows, really? It's hard to say. So yeah, this is going to be canceled snack products. Some canceled snacks. I don't know. Title's still a work in progress because it's not really all that interesting of a topic. It's just I'm just gonna be talking about snacks from my childhood that don't seem to exist anymore because either I haven't been able to find them or just in general they don't exist. So one thing for sure that is no longer a thing is Sunny Doodles. So everyone knows Yankee Doodles, right? It's like a little chocolate cupcake with like vanilla filling inside. I don't think I've even had a Yankee Doodle, if I'm being completely honest. Or maybe I've had one, but it was like a long time ago, so I can't say I remember. And the main reason that I haven't had one as of late is because of my vendetta against them. Because there used to be something called Sunny Doodles out in the market, which are better than Yankee Doodles in every way because it was a vanilla like cupcake thing with vanilla frosting inside. So it was just, and it wasn't like iced on top. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. I don't remember. It's been a long, long time since I've had one. But I always used to get them for like 75 cents or $1, and they were like 3 in a pack, and they were they're decent sized. So like you were getting your money's worth from the grocery store, and just freaking chowing down on those. And they're always so pleasant. Just a generally good thing to be munching on. And they got rid of them a while ago. I think it was Drake's who made them, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Drake's. I think Drake's makes the Yankee Doodles, but yeah, and then I guess something happened, and then they just got rid of a bunch of their products, and Sunny Doodles was one of them for reasons I will never understand. But a couple things actually though have come back in recent years. So things like Dunkaroos. I don't know if Dunkaroos ever actually left the market, but they were a lot less available than when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I'd go to the grocery store, the one grocery store. Well, it wasn't a grocery. It was a one deli that was across the street from my house, and then across the street from that was my school. I would go there, and it was great. They had a bunch of little snacks. You can fill up your little bag and just eat to your heart's content. But one of the snacks I remember getting a lot when I was a kid was Dunkaroos. It was like little cookie things, like a vanilla cookie, and it wasn't. I mean, maybe not vanilla, it's just a basic cookie. So I guess maybe vanilla. I don't know if it's like a. I don't know. There's like a basic cookie flavor. I haven't had one in a bit. I had one recently because apparently they've started bringing them back. But as I'll get to, it's a little disappointing. But yeah, like there were these like little cookie dudes, and they were all shaped differently. There was like I think there was like one that was like a bike. There was one that was like a big circle with a D on it for Dunkaroos, and there was like a dog face or something like that because I think Dunkaroos mascot was some sort of dog. There was a lot of interesting little shapes for their things, but I guess they just said screw that because they just sort of didn't do that after a while when they brought them back because for a while they were gone. And I was like, where the heck are they? Right? Did they stop making them, or what? And I assume that was correct, because at one point, it was like they had like a glass window for their deli, and along this glass window was a like one of the shelves for like most of the basic like candies and like snacks and stuff, and like there was just a box of Dunkaroos just behind that shelf, like but you could see it very clearly through the window. So I guess they just kind of gave up on Dunkaroos, at least at that store. What the? Dude. Why? But yeah, so... I don't know, actually that hurt at all. But it's just strange. Because it's just like, why did they get rid of it? But then, either they brought it back recently, or they updated their recipe or something. They did something to Dunkaroos. And the only reason I know this is because I had one recently. And there are no more weird shapes, there's no more funky shapes, so you can't have nearly as much fun with a Dunkaroo. But also the icing is just a bit different. I don't think I mentioned the icing. Yeah, there's icing in it. There you go. I mentioned the icing. I think there's chocolate ones now, but the ones I mostly got were vanilla ones. Because I like vanilla. I'm not a big chocolate guy. But yeah, I remember getting the vanilla icing ones. And those were so good. And they also had like little like sprinkles in it. Because, I mean, duh. You gotta make vanilla interesting. You gotta add sprinkles. It's just how it is. It's how life is. But yeah, and they brought that back recently, at least to stores near me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give it a whirl. I'm like, holy shoot, they have Dunkaroos. I love Dunkaroos. I haven't had Dunkaroo in forever. And I tried it, and it was mediocre. The fact that there weren't multiple shapes disappointed me. The fact that the icing was kind of, there was less in general, and also it just was, it wasn't as, like, different as I remembered it being. Now it's just kind of, it's Betty Crocker who makes it, so obviously it's Betty Crocker icing, but it tasted a lot more like its own thing when it was just something different. You know, like back when I was a kid, it didn't just taste like Betty Crocker icing, but now it does. It just tastes like I'm eating Betty Crocker icing. It doesn't taste like I'm actually eating something like different. It doesn't taste like I'm eating Dunkaroos icing, you know? Very minor nitpick, but still just something that throws it off of me now, because it used to be so nice. And it isn't anymore, which sucks. But I probably would still get them if they weren't so expensive. I think like a pack of 6 of them, like it's like $3 or $4. And it's just like there's not a lot you're getting with that. So I don't know who's really buying them, if anyone's really buying them. Because I definitely ain't buying them, that's for sure. But they don't care about my opinions. They just care about the general people, and the general people have been I guess, I don't know if they've been screaming for Dunkaroos back, but I know I was, because I was one of the general people, but now I am one of the outliers, so. But another thing they brought back recently is Oreo Cakesters. Oreo Cakesters was the thing that I ate as a kid. Like, I'm not a very sweets guy, and I think probably one of the main reasons is like a psychological thing of they got rid of all the damn snacks that I enjoyed eating. Like, they got rid of freaking Dunkaroos, they got rid of Cakesters, they got rid of Sunny Doodles. And just, they got rid of so many just amazing little quick pastries. I don't have any pastries, just fucking sweet snacks. But I don't really eat a lot of sweet now. But let me tell you, I ate Oreo Cakesters so much as a kid. I don't know how I'm not like 1,000,000 pounds. I'm still definitely overweight, but I'm definitely not like 300 pounds plus. So we're cruising there. But still, it's just, it blows my mind that Oreo Cakesters were a thing. It's so good. It was literally just like 2 fluffy chocolate delights, and then in the middle it's like a slapping of freaking Oreo frosting, Oreo icing. And it was so damn good. I mean, it had like an interesting graininess to it that just, it doesn't sound good, but it was so damn good. And then they got rid of them after a while. And I'm like, what the hell were they thinking? I, along with everyone else, my family, my friend groups, and my school, loved Oreo Cakesters. I don't think anyone was against an Oreo Cakester. If someone handed them an Oreo Cakester, they would never be disappointed. Especially because they also had the golden ones. They had golden Oreo Cakesters too. Those were super good. And I love vanilla. So I used to be the, I'm gonna get a freaking golden Oreo instead of a regular Oreo. I didn't have a regular Oreo until probably like near beginning of high school. Because as a kid, I didn't really care much for chocolate, so I wouldn't really go out of my way to eat a chocolate cookie. I'm just weird like that. I'm just dumb. Not weird, just dumb. But Oreo Cakesters always had a spot in my heart, and I loved them. And then they got rid of them. And since then, I had been complaining to my family, and they've also been complaining to me about the fact that they're gone. Because it's one of those things where it's just like, so nostalgic, and you wish you could get another taste of it. Like, if you had an orange once in your life, and you were a kid, and you're like, oh man, I haven't had that in so long, I sure, it'll taste great. I mean, like, you can still find an orange, or even like a Cheeto, you know, like if you, like, oh man, I haven't had a Cheeto in like 12 years. You can still go out and get a Cheeto that's exactly the same as it was 12 years ago. You couldn't say the same with Oreo Cakesters. Those were gone. You know, you enjoyed them, too bad they're gone. However, they brought them back. They brought them back, and let me tell you, mediocre. They have this thing called an Oreo brownie that's been out for a bit. And I don't know if they still make them now that the Oreo Cakesters are out. But let me tell you, they literally just took the Oreo brownie, they made it to look like an Oreo Cakester, and then they just sold that as an Oreo Cakester. It's not an Oreo Cakester. It's an Oreo brownie in the shape of an Oreo Cakester. It's just sad. To me, it's sad. That's how little problems I have. I just think I think Oreo Cakesters should be like they were like freaking 8 years ago. You know, it's just, you can't go wrong with a Cakester. Until they did, and they went wrong now. It's still good, don't get me wrong. I love the Oreo brownies. I haven't had one in forever, but having an Oreo Cakester, that was the first thing that came to mind. It wasn't an Oreo Cakester, it was an Oreo brownie in the shape of an Oreo Cakester. So very disappointed in that. I wish it stayed canceled. Some of these things I wish they bring back because I love them so much. That, and maybe even the Dunkaroos, I wish just stayed canceled because that just kind of got sad in my head. Another thing. Those, and it's kind of in the same realm of Oreo, like those straws, those Oreo straws, they were like super brittle, but you'd like put it in milk, which I never did. I would just eat it because I didn't like milk, but you just supposed to like sip milk through it, and then it would kind of just be like a nice little snack after that. No, I never did that. I just had it nice and crunchy, nice and brittle, just a nice crunchy, delicious cookie thing. And I also had they had cereal ones of this too. Like, I remember there being cereal straws. I don't remember which cereals had it, but it was like Oreo. It was Oreo. That's not a cereal though. I don't know, that one's a cereal. I remember that's another thing that used to be not a thing. Oreo O's. They used to have that and then they got rid of it and then they brought it back. But I never had Oreo O's. But I'm sure it's probably about as good as an Oreo cookie. So can't complain there. But hold on, I'm trying to look up cereal straws. They still have them? There's like Fruit Loops ones, and it seems to be the only ones that still exist. So yeah, they used to have other ones, but I think now it's just Fruit Loop straws, which is a shame because they used to have other ones too. I couldn't tell you which ones they had, but I knew they had other ones. But yeah, I mean they were good. Do they still have Oreo straws then? Maybe this whole idea is just completely irrelevant. Oreo straws. They still have Oreo straws too. Oh no, they don't. Oreo wafer roll, which is a Thailand product. Yeah, they don't have Oreo straws anymore, but Oreo straws were the shit, dude. Trust me on that one. How is this not cooked yet? It looks so cooked. But yeah, Oreo straws, delicious. They got rid of them. I was pretty young when they got rid of them, so I don't have too fond of memories, but they're still pretty good. So, if they ever come back, give them a try. You might like them. I can't speak for everybody. I'm not freaking the Lorax, you know. I don't speak for the trees. I speak for what I think is good snacking. Just like I think that this one still grinds my gears that they got rid of it to this day. Ritz Crackerfuls. I am a man who loves cheese, and cheese anything. Cheese, like spray cheese, cream cheese, like just any cheese that I've had in my life so far, I've genuinely enjoyed. And you can never take that away from me, because I love cheese, and I always will. However, However, Ritz Crackerfuls were a different breed. There still are these like Ritz cheese cracker sandwiches where it would be like you know, yeah, you know. I'm not gonna continue. Yeah, I will. I just trying to wrap my head around my own thought train going on. But I remember distinctly that they. No, I don't remember. There's still. I'm getting there. I promise. There are these like smaller Ritz cheese filled cracker things. Obviously not Ritz bits. There's Ritz bits, but there's also like this Ritz cracker sandwich things that like come in 6 packs, and they used to have them in like rectangle ones, and then they had the round ones, like a square ones. They used to have square ones. Like remember, like think of those club cheese sandwich cracker things. They're peanut butter ones. They have them in peanut butter too, but I fucking despise peanut butter and peanuts in general, so I get the cheese ones. And oh my word, talk about delicious. I mean, dude, those things are good. Alright, the round ones especially, not even like the square ones, the round ones are the best. Those things are like crack. And they still have them, and I still eat them, and they're still as good as they always were. Because they never got rid of them, so they never changed the recipe, probably. But Ritz Crackerfuls were essentially that, but like a freaking granola bar size. Like, imagine like a granola bar, but like a little bit wider, and it's like kind of like a weird like a curved edge, like a cloud, like it's like a cloud bar going. So it's like hoop 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 hoop, and it kind of just wraps around itself. And then in between that is a nice juicy layer. Not juicy, it wasn't juicy. It was very processed, flaky, like cheese spray stuff. But it was just a nice, good layer of that in there. And there'd be like 6 or 8 of them in one box for like $3.50 at freaking Wellbounce, however the hell you pronounce it. Those were the best things to eat. Like I'm probably gonna say that about everything on here. I still have a few more. Those were genuinely like, forget anything I say about the rest of these. That is the thing that if they're gonna come back, they better come back as strong, or I'm gonna be sad. But they're probably never gonna bring them back, and I want them to, because tasty. I keep forgetting to put that fire out, but it's just I love that stuff so much. It's so good. I mean, you can't go wrong. You literally cannot go wrong with the Ritz Crackerful. And those things were so good. They had like different cheese blends. They had like a 3 cheese one, like a regular one. I don't think they had peanut butter ones. I think it was just cheese. And even just like doing the Oreo strategy of ripping off one of the crackers and just licking up the cheese in the middle. That was like a top tier way to eat that stuff. It was just so damn good. You could never go wrong with a Ritz Crackerful, no matter how you eat it, no matter what you do to it, unless you probably do something really weird to it, like you pee on it. I don't think you're gonna pee on it. I hope you don't pee on it. That kind of brings me to a different point, though. But no, we're not gonna bring me to a different point. I have another video coming up tomorrow that kind of runs into the sense of eating pee, but you'll figure that out later. Assuming I keep it in when I edit it, I have no idea. But yeah, Ritz Crackerfuls, fucking S tier snack. I don't think there's no way those still exist, but now I'm obviously going to Google it, because if they do, Ritz Crackerfuls. What? Ritz Crackerfuls 4 cheese 6-ounce box pack of 12. These still exist? No. Out of stock. Out of stock. They're all out of stock. They're all out of stock. They haven't been stocked in years. Come on, Amazon. Sell me one that's like 4 years old. I don't care. I'll eat it. Just don't be out of stock. Customer reviews. I don't want customer reviews. Oh my god, they're all out of stock. Why would they lie to me? Man, that's sad. They do have peanut butter. Okay, they did have peanut butter ones though. Dang, that's upsetting. I genuinely saw so many freaking websites pop up saying they were selling them, and then none of them were actually selling them. That makes me sad. I'm sad now. But let's move on to something else that'll make me sad. Kitzels. Kitzels. Kidzels? Kitzels. Kidzels. Kitzels. It's like pretzels, but for kids. Because there were pictures in the pretzels. Well, not pictures. It was like pretzels that were shaped like things that kids would like to have fun with. Like a house, and a person, and a car, and a plane, and there was a fifth one. Oh, the dog. There we go. And the dog had a tail that looked like a banana. So whenever my kids, well, not my kids, whenever my siblings as kids, would eat them, we would whenever we get the dogs, we'd always eat the dog and then save the tail for last. But ooh, banana, and they had this nice taste to them. They weren't just regular pretzels. They weren't just like Utz pretzels, but they were like shaped weird. No, they were just good pretzels. They were just good like bagged pretzels, just like those sort of Utz hard ones. Soft pretzels will always reign supreme in my head, but Kitzels, those things are good. And I do think, however, that those still exist. Cause I remember my sister saying that they were around. Kidzels. You could buy a bag for $20 at Walmart, apparently. But yeah, oh, it's a 10-ounce bag, 3 bags. That's still a lot for Kitzels. But yeah, oh, it's a Bachmann product? Of course it's a Bachmann product. They got good pretzels at Bachmann. But yeah, these were the OG. They're so damn good. They're apparently in stock, so if you want to get 4 bags for $17 on Amazon, by all means go for it. I might consider it, because gosh dang. Oh, with a touch of honey, that's why they tasted good. I don't like honey in most things, but I guess I guess it maybe just tastes good on pretzels. That's strange. But yeah, Kitzel's friggin' solid. Can't go wrong with a Kitzel. Yeah, the person was always fun, because you just freaking eat the body parts. You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna eat his head. Oh, I'm gonna eat his head. Oh, I'm gonna eat his feet, or whatever. And you'd always try to make fun little shapes out of whatever you're eating. Like the house is kind of just like a weird infrastructure layout for it. So you try to like eat out the door, or eat out like the part of the wall, and be like, haha, I got a piece of wall. Sometimes I would eat out certain pieces of different ones, and then I'd combine them to make it again. So like if I had like 6 houses, I would eat pieces and pieces of different parts of the houses. So that would then at the end I'd have pieces of each one that would combine to make another house, and I just eat that. It was fun. It was for kids. Bachmann encourages that you play with your food. Be like Bachmann's. I have 3 more things written down, and I think only one of them might actually be canceled. The other 2 I guess I haven't seen in forever, so I'm assuming they are. The one that's actually canceled is the Kraft mac and cheese chips. Those things were around for like a year or 2 in my childhood, and they've lingered so long. Those were so damn good. And I remember recently I tried a new flavor of goldfish or something. I don't remember what flavor it was, but I had it. And I was like, this tastes so familiar. Why does this taste so familiar? And I gave one to my older brother, and he's like, this tastes like those Kraft mac and cheese chips. And then he unlocked a core memory in my brain that those were a thing, and I haven't forgotten about them since, and that was years ago. I have a problem. But those were so damn good. Those freaking mac and cheese chips. Like, oh. You'd think it'd be kind of gross, but it's just like it's a nice cheesy, like, it's literally just a goldfish, apparently. Because it's literally just whatever recent new goldfish flavors have come out. It's one of those. I think it was like the cheddar and sour cream ones. Which is weird, because the Kraft ones weren't sour cream flavored. But they tasted like the cheddar and sour cream goldfish, so I guess the goldfish people just don't know how to make sour cream flavored things. Or the Kraft people just know how to add sour cream without telling us. Beats me. But yeah, those were so good. And they were only around for not a lot of time. I probably ate every single one like that existed. I don't think they ever came out of my hometown. And I ate all of them. Dude, goddamn, those were good. And they were like shaped like little macaronis. So you just freaking, oh, it's so good. Like, gosh, man, I'm not even getting hungry. I'm just getting like nostalgic about freaking just dumb snacks I had as a kid. Another snack that I haven't had in forever since I moved over where I am now is cheese doodle-os, and this one might still be a thing. It probably is because it was around when I left, but I haven't. They don't really sell them anywhere, from what I can tell. Cheese doodle-os, yeah, it's a Wise brand snack. WYSE. It's like cheese doodles, so it's like a knockoff Cheeto, but it's the Wise Cheeto, so it's not too knockoff. Apparently they are expensive as fuck, so yeah, it looks like they finally stopped making them. And some people sell them for $2 for a decent sized bag. So this guy has one for $24. Oh, that's Wise snacks themselves. Maybe it's like a multi-pack or something. I'm assuming that they still exist. Sold out. The 42 count. The tiny bags of them for freaking $24. Damn, I would have bought them. But yeah, since they're sold out on the website, that pretty much just means that they're not really sold in stores anymore, and people just wanted it for the nostalgia. So I'm gonna kind of count it. But I mean, yeah, these are just snacks that I haven't had in a while. Snacks that remind me of what I missed out as a kid because they just kind of disappeared from where I was. And cheese doodle is definitely one of them. It's literally just a cheese, like a puffy cheese doodle, which is literally just a puffy Cheeto, but different texture a little bit. It's a little harder, and I'm not gonna lie, a little tastier in some aspects. But it was an O shape, so you can pretend they were like rings, and you can put them over your fingers and be like, "Oh, look at me, I have cheese fingers." It's like a better bugle, because nowadays bugles are just, they're also, I mean, I guess the whole put them on your hands is for children, but I'd still do it even as a kid, and even today. I tried doing it recently, and none of them are really shaped anymore, the bugles, for putting them on your freaking hand, putting them on your fingers, which is that's pretty much what they market themselves as, so it's very bizarre that they just kind of got rid of that whole idea. But yeah, it's a shame, but I mean, what can you do? They don't want to freaking give us our America's favorite finger hat snack in a way that it actually is a hat for your finger. Then fine, whatever. Just make these stupid bent out ones just absolutely yucky garbo. Fine by me. Don't care. I'm not a big bugle guy anyway. And I have one more thing to talk about today, and that is Oscar Mayer light bologna. And I know some of you guys are like, what? They didn't stop making bologna. What is wrong with you? I'm talking about the light bologna, which is made solely of like chicken and pork. It's not like a beef bologna. It's the chicken and pork one. And oh, it is. Look at that. We're sorry to say that our Oscar Mayer light bologna has been discontinued. They stopped making the light bologna, which is the bologna I ate as a kid. So much so that I would literally just get a piece out of the pack, and then I'd walk downstairs where my friends and sisters were, and I just eat it. Just eat like a piece of like a beef jerky stick. Just eat it. It's like if you just grab a piece of salami out of the bag and eat the salami. That's what I did with the bologna. It was good. I don't do that with the beef bologna. It has a different texture. Not a big fan. So I have to kind of cover it up with the cheese and the breads. Not a fan. Not a fan at all of beef bologna. I'll still eat it. It's still good bologna. But the light bologna was the best. And the fact that they have discontinued it saddens me to my core, because I still ate that stuff. When I saw it was still around, I ate the hell out of it. And now they don't. And the thing that confuses me as to why I say that it's discontinued, why I was confused, is because one of my favorite Lunchables is the light bologna and American one, which I could have sworn was discontinued, but I've been seeing it so much recently, and I've been getting them so much recently because I love light bologna and American. And now that is the only way I can get my light bologna fix, because they got rid of it. So I can't just have it on a nice bologna and cheese sandwich anymore. I have it with 5 crackers. When there's 6 pieces of bologna, I have 5 crackers. Who thought that was smart? Who opened the Lunchable, those freaking CEO door, and knocked on it and said, "Hey, I know how we can scam some kids. We sell them this thing with 6 pieces of cheese and 6 pieces of bologna, but we only give them 5 crackers. And to that I say you're evil, but I don't really care, because I also give you 2 cookies, and honestly, the cookie as a cracker is better than the cracker itself. It's also better than the cookie just plain. So, yeah, light bologna just makes everything taste so much better, so much awesomer, and they get rid of it. They get rid of it. And I will never understand their decision there, but I mean, hey, you know, it's a fair business, I guess. So what do I care? You know, what do I care? I care because I wanted it, and it's delicious. And it's, I guess, healthier, but I didn't really care about that part. I just like the taste of it. It tasted so much better. Oh my god, light bologna, I miss you. I still have a Lunchable of it, and I might eat it today. I'm saving it for a special occasion, and today, I guess, is a special as it's gonna get, because I'm never gonna let that go. It's evil what they've done, what the people at big store products have done to me in my life. I just want to eat some tasty snacks, and I can't. I want to eat tasty light bologna. I can't, because they get rid of it, or they bring it back after getting rid of it, and it's just awful. I'm getting riled up, and I'm also out of things in my little pouch to talk about. If I had to say one more thing, probably those nacho twister chips that are also, which might still be a thing, but I haven't seen them in forever, so they're probably gone. It's literally just a nice little cheesy chip. It's like all curly, and it's like nice. It's like a spring, but it's a chip, and it's delicious. But other than that, I gotta say, I guess that's about it. I won't take this any longer than it has to, and I also need to get this ready in time before I go to work. So I'm gonna leave it here. But thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Stranded Deep in Conversation, and I hope you have snacks that you actually like to eat that exist, because I don't. Everything is sad. Everything is pain. But thank you all. Let me know if you recall any old products that you nostalgic about as well. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye now, y'all.